I'm sure most of you know what is going on in this picture. Have you ever felt faint during a blood draw? Maybe seen someone faint? How about seeing someone have a seizure or yourself have a seizure? Have you ever been so nervous that and scared that you ended up canceling a doctor's appointment because you knew they were going to draw your blood? At some point, everyone is going to get their blood drawn. You might be 15 or you might be 40 before it happens. But everyone at some point gets their blood drawn. What if I told you there were a few tricks that could help you get through it more smoothly? I have worked as a phlebotomist for 4 years, and I have seen people at their very best and their very worst. It's key to know how to remain calm and relaxed prior, during, and after a blood draw. Today, I will cover how to prepare yourself prior to a blood draw, the best ways to remain calm during, and how to take care of yourself afterwards. These are just some tubes that we use to collect your blood. Another form of a needle called a butterfly needle. It's more gentle. And then that's worst case scenario that can happen after a blood draw. Don't want that anymore. Anyways, each person will be different, but here are a few ways to prepare yourself prior to a blood draw. Hydration. It is so important to stay hydrated. If you don't have water, your veins will actually become like spaghetti noodles. So with water, it makes your veins bouncy and noticeable. Staying warm, especially during these colder months, your veins know when you're cold. And in the office, we can put little, I'm sure some of you experience this, we can put little pads, warming pads on your arm, but that only helps so much if your whole body is cold. That it won't do a whole lot. It can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, looking for your vein if you are cold. And another great thing is take a companion with you. It gives you someone to talk to other than me, the phlebotomist, which brings me to my second point, a few ways to get through the scary part. According to a Integrated Diabetes article, Dr. Shiner said 1 in 10 people have an extreme fear of needles. So 1 in 10, that's quite a few people. The best way is to let your nurse know, or me, your phlebotomist. If we don't know that you have a fear of needles, we can't help you. So best thing is let us know. This is where your companion can come into play. I love talking to my patients. I love that aspect of my job, but they don't always want to talk to me, the person holding the needle, the person going to collect their blood. So taking a companion can give you someone to fixate on other than the scary person. And this step is kind of, it might seem like common sense, but a lot of people don't realize that they can say something. So no one knows our bodies better than we do, right? So with that being said, if you have an arm or a hand or a foot that works better than the other one, let us know. I always check both arms, but if you know which arm is better, let us know, because that could save you lots of time and pain and so forth. We have covered before, during, and now let's talk about after the blood draw. Depending on how your body reacts to the blood loss will determine how much care you will need to give yourself. First and foremost, if you are feeling faint, this can either happen immediately after the blood draw, it can happen an hour, it can even happen in a couple hours. I've had patients who have gone back to their dorm rooms and fainted, and then came back the next day and they're like, am I gonna be okay? I'm like, yes, you just fainted. If you were out for like 2 seconds, you'll be fine. But the most important thing you can do for yourself is to sit or lay down immediately when you start to feel faint. And then the next best thing is to drink something with sugar in it. That can bounce your body back from going all the way to fainting. In a behavioral neurology article titled Blood Injury and Phobia, Drs. Wani and Bott explain how an estimated 11 to 20% of the population are hemophiliacs, meaning they have an extreme fear of blood. So again, 11 to 20%, that's a big portion of the population. And we, again, we can't help you if we don't know that you have a fear of blood. So let us know. There are a few things that I do for my patients. I will either distract them as I take the blood vials away immediately. I will hand them off to a coworker. I can cover them up with a towel or whatever I have on at my stand. But again, if we don't know, we can't help you. And last but not least, watch out for a hematoma, which I want to get that away, but that is what they can turn into. They are pretty common, especially if you have like a platelet disorder, you have fair skin. If you know you bruise, then let us know in the office as we are bandaging you up. We can either tighten the bandage, or sometimes we will just send you home with a Band-Aid. If you do bruise, we can send you home with something else called Coban. We will wrap your arm in it really tight. It can help with, give you pressure so the bruise becomes a lot smaller if you know you bruise. Let's recap a little. We now know the key to staying calm and relaxed before, during, and after a blood draw. Like I said, it will be different for everyone, so just listen to your body. I do hope that if you only took one thing away from my speech, that is this. You are not alone. Like the hemophiliacs, 11 to 20% in the population have a fear of blood. So don't feel shame if you hate needles and you avoid your blood draw. If you hate blood or you just don't like the doctor's office, don't feel shame in that. We all have some kind of fear. And I want to leave you with a joke that I hope you find as funny as I did. Why did the vampire give his girlfriend a blood test? To see if she was his type.
I'll get it on the video.
7 minutes and like 30 seconds.
Really? Nice.
Sorry.
I saw that you guys hadn't started, so I was flicking
I
my
looked
watch.
at that.
I was wondering if she was like,
I was like 30 seconds behind, so I added 30 to it. So
Okay. Thank you.
Questions?
so how many people have passed out on you?
Oh, more than I can count.
Really?
I used to work on the WSU campus in Pullman,
Oh, okay.
and I know we're all students here, but students are the worst, it seems like.
So is there a majority of them men or women?
Man,
Men.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm not biased.
we may be bad
the
drivers,
football
but you
players.
understand.
They hated it.
So what do you do when they pass out?
There's a few, make them comfortable. If they just passed out, well, for one, make sure that the needle's not still in their arm. I've had that happen. Just keep them comfortable. I will get a wet washcloth. I'll put it on their neck, and that can bring them back faster if they passed out. And then have something with like a drink when they come back. I've never had anyone last more than probably 10, like half a minute, maybe a minute.
Other questions? No?
Mostly men
Good.
get painkillers.
Okay.